Hello everyone, welcome to Beyond the Court. It's been more than a month since the season ended, and yet this primetime drama still hasn't seen its final act. According to Mark Stein's latest report on July 30, the Warriors' best offer to Kuminga was a 2-year, $40 million deal which his camp rejected as unsatisfactory. Fans have been divided. Some believe $20 million per year is already fair and that Kuminga should be content, while others think such an offer is deeply insulting. In other words, as of now, Kuminga and the Warriors still haven't reached an agreement on salary terms. Officially, the Warriors remain open to trading him. But in reality, the talks have been more noise than action. So why has this standoff dragged on? What exactly are both sides fighting over? Today, let's talk about the shrinking Kuminga contract and this ongoing soap opera between him and the Warriors. Let's first sort out the current situation. Saying Kuminga's contract value has been shrinking is no exaggeration. Last offseason, he reportedly sought around $35 million per year. Some sources even claim he turned down a 5-year, $150 million offer, an average of $30 million per year from the Warriors. If that's true, it only shows how highly Kuminga regards himself, believing he deserves a max deal. Later, his agent denied this rumor, saying they never rejected such an offer. Who's telling the truth? Well, leave that for everyone to decide. But by this summer, Kuminga's desired price had already dropped to around $30 million annually. Reporter Anthony Slater noted that the 5-year, $150 million deal signed by Jalen Johnson of the Hawks was viewed by Kuminga's camp as a benchmark. Johnson's growth has been impressive, despite his season ending early due to injury. In 36 games, he averaged 18.9 points, 10.0 rebounds, 5.0 assists, 1.56 steals, and 1.00 blocks, a well-rounded stat line. He can score, defend, and facilitate. If we compare them 1-on-1, Kuminga actually has an edge in athleticism and isolation scoring. But when it comes to fitting into a system, Johnson is far ahead. So while Kuminga's outlet suggests he might be worth $30 million, his fit within a structured offense is questionable. Recently, reporter Stein revealed the Warriors' best offer was a 2-year, $40 million deal, a noticeable drop from his earlier market value. Over time, it's clear that Kuminga's expected contract has been shrinking, and this shows that the Warriors are gradually gaining leverage. League insider Frank from Legal Oats reported that the Warriors' trade expectation has consistently been a promising young player plus a future first-round pick. But the two teams most suitable for Kuminga, the Suns and the Kings, haven't met those terms, keeping talks at a standstill. Now that we've laid out the background, let's break down why the Warriors are in control. Unlike players such as AVDIJ or Westbrook who hit free agency this summer, Kuminga is a restricted free agent. That means any team that wants him needs the Warriors' approval. There are two paths. First, a team can use cap space to make an offer sheet and force the Warriors to match or let him go. But with the Nets absorbing Michael Porter Jr.'s contract, few teams have the cap space to pose a real threat. The Nets are also negotiating an extension with Cam Thomas. If that happens, the Warriors can relax even more. Second, the sign minus trade route. Here, the Warriors clearly hold the upper hand, which is why they can demand both a young player and a first-round. So how do the Warriors really value Kuminga? Based on last season's performance and current reports, Kuminga still has value for the 2025-26 Warriors, but not as a major piece. Coach Carr reportedly told him that the team needs his scoring when Curry and Clay rest. In other words, he's a good complementary scorer, but not someone who can anchor a lineup alone. Off the bench, his explosiveness and shot creation are useful. But in terms of basketball, IQ and fitting into the Warriors' motion-heavy system, he ranks near the bottom. So realistically, his ceiling might just be as a sixth man, something he's unwilling to accept. According to ESPN, Kuminga himself feels the Warriors have limited his growth by not giving him a steady starting role, treating him more like a plan B. If he didn't care about role or salary, there wouldn't be this much drama. Next, let's look at potential sign minus trade outcomes. One key complication is BYC base year compensation. This rule applies when certain conditions are met and Kuminga fits them. In simple terms, If he signs a new $30 million deal, the Warriors can only count half $15 million as outgoing salary in a trade, while the new team must count the full $30 million as incoming salary. That makes matching salaries difficult and greatly complicates trades. Among interested teams, the Suns could offer rotation pieces like Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, or Nasir Little, and young forward Ryan Dunn, last year's 28th pick. O'Neal is a solid 3- and to veteran 46% from 3, 1.3 steals per 36, while Dunn is an elite perimeter defender and could be seen as a pseudo first-round asset. A package built around O'Neal and Dunn could strengthen the Warriors' defense and spacing, a trade that might tempt them. For Kuminga, joining the Suns would mean a chance to be a featured forward alongside Booker and Jalen Green. In that young semi-mainest rebuilding core, HED have real usage and development space. But since the Suns lack future first-round picks, his margin for error would be small. To truly thrive there, HED need to improve his off-ball movement and shooting. The Kings, on the other hand, have bigger names like Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, and Malik Monk. Sabonis is known for durability and playmaking. He averaged 19.1 points, 13.9 rebounds, and 6.0 assists last season. If the Warriors could land him, their short-turn power would spike. But realistically, that kind of deal would only be possible mid-season, after BY's restrictions expire. The Warriors reportedly covered Keegan Murray and Kyan Ellis, a stretch forward and a 3- to guard, but both on rookie deals and considered untouchable. Without them, the Kings offer a shop, Davion Mitchell, and a future first is underwhelming. If Kuminga joins the Kings and Fox stays, their roles might overlap. The Kings also are a defensive powerhouse, bought a mate in defensive efficiency last year, so Kuminga's athleticism would help, but any lack of team success might brand him as an empty stats player. At this point, Kuminga's options are limited. If a sign and trade falls through, he can either first sign the $7.90 million qualifying offer and hit unrestricted free agency next year, sacrificing short-term earnings but gaining freedom more. Second, accept the Warriors' short-term offer around 2 years, $40.45 million. The latter isn't ideal but still provides stability and a chance for a mid-season raid. However, his camp reportedly rejected even a two-year, $45 million deal with a team option. Unless a player option is included, the Warriors won't budge. By now, the league landscape is clear beyond the Suns and Kings. Few teams can offer Kuminga a better situation. Even those two are perfect fits. His ball-dominant, slashing-heavy style simply doesn't blend seamlessly everywhere. Players who can fit anywhere: KD, Jokic, Curry, Prime, Clay, or Rail. Kuminga isn't one of them. As July 2025 draws to a close, this standoff still hasn't ended. One thing is certain: the Warriors hold all the leverage. They have time, flexibility, and control. And the ones suffering most in all this are still the anxious Warriors fans waiting for closure.